Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be going over a mid-trip inspection and what do I do when I'm getting fuel and what are things I look for and I inspect. So when I start, I'm going to start from the inside in. So I'm going to inspect the tire to make sure my lug nuts are present, there's no looseness. Inspect the tire, there's no nails or anything. So I'm going to try to go as far as my eyes can see this way, and I'm going to walk around to the other side and do the same thing to this side. This gives you at least 90% of the tire, at least to make sure there's no nails or anything in it. I'm going to inspect my belts to make sure they're present, they're not broken or cracked. To make sure my clamps are secured, they're not loose in any way, and they're not missing. We're going to inspect everything to like we're just going to give a general view of everything, make sure everything is solid the way it should be. We're going to look underneath the truck to make sure there's no leaks or anything. I have my four-way on, so I have my flashers. So this basically gives me an idea that all my marker lights are working. We're going to come to this side, same thing. We're going to start with the tire, make sure all the lug nuts are present. We're going to inspect the tire as far as 90% of it. When people say, oh, I didn't see there was a, a bald spot on it, literally you have 90%. So if you take that, you can literally go from there all the way around to inspect the tire. We're going to inspect drive shaft, our brakes to make sure they're not cracked and that they don't have burn marks on them, indicating that they've been sticking. We're going to inspect our clamps, make sure everything is secure. We're going to give a general review to make sure that everything looks solid. My steer box is not leaking or anything. My shocks are present. They're not moving. So this is the general part. We don't open this mid-trip just because it's very hot. If you have a side glass or you have a see-through one, go ahead and use it. I'm going to go ahead and look underneath it to inspect the transmission to make sure there's no leaks or anything underneath the tractor. We're going to walk here, so while it's fueling, make sure my catwalk is present, my exhaust. This here over time breaks, and then the exhaust might fall. So that's one thing I always inspect for. Inspect my lines. I have the air feeding into the trailer, so I'm also inspecting for air leaks. As well, I'm going to inspect the blue one just to make sure that I'm not hearing any leaks from the blue one while I am driving, because stuff happens while you're driving. Then inspect all our lug nuts, make sure they're present, and our hub seals to make sure they're not leaking. We're gonna try, if you have a stick, hit them, or with your leg or whatever. Inspect the brakes, the airbags as well. So every single axle, I take the time and I look at them and try to inspect them. This way, for the next 300 miles I'm gonna drive, I'm gonna feel secure, I'm gonna feel safe, that I know the tractor is doing well. Same as well, we're gonna look underneath it, make sure there's no leaks. Shocks are present, I don't see them loose or anything. The airbags are not leaking. I'm not hearing no hissing sound like when I'm saying they're not leaking. The signal is on and the marker light's on. Come to the first axle, come underneath it. We're gonna check the brakes. I have air feed in the trailer again. I'm checking for any leaks. So no leaks. I'm inspecting my pins are locked in place. And here as well, we're inspecting our lug nuts. None of them are missing. We're gonna check the tires. Go underneath. Now I found out that easier to inspect cross for the brakes because you can see them more from the one side to the other side. Inspecting our airbags, inspecting my ride height. If for any reason your trailer is sitting back, you could have shifted the load. So if you don't have a seal, go ahead and inspect your load to make sure it didn't shift. Make sure all my lights are working. Okay, this side, same thing as well. Inspect the lug nuts. So try to see if you want to inspect the brakes this way. I like to get underneath it, honestly, but if you can't, then it's a different story. Try at least to get a feel of it. Same thing on this side. I'm trying to make this video as fast as possible for you guys. I truly apologize if it's long. Same thing. Inspect the brakes. And I'm listening for the airbags or any air leaks that I need to be aware of. So, and when I come back to this side, I'm gonna look underneath it just in case if I didn't see anything from that side. And that concludes my mid-trip inspection. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, and have a safe day, and may God bless you all. Thank you guys.